Hello everybody, I wanted to make this video to help show, delegate, inform, to help you just understand what it is that I was exactly trying to say in my posts on Steam. So let's dive right into it, shall we? Let's go ahead and load up Star Wars The Old Republic. Sure. This is a game I used to play all the time. Anyways, if we go into the controller configurations and look at all the different buttons I've mapped out and named, you can see already that some of them have a tap or hold feature on them. Let's go ahead and scroll over to that real quick, and you can see that each of them are actually named, something you can't do anymore. This is the biggest problem I have with the Steam Deck mode, because we used to have this, and it was really helpful. But now it's not even there. You have to group name everything, and that can take way too much time if you're in the middle of a match and you need to quickly figure out what button did what. Having to wait on a screen to scroll past just isn't good enough. This was good enough. It didn't matter what button that I was mapping, I was able to name each and every command, be it a held button, a tap, a double press, whatever. I was able to name it and delegate the proper information that was needed to be told to not only myself, but anybody else who wanted to use my controller profiles that I do upload onto Steam. But I don't want to get into that. I want to stay focused. Let's take another look at another game, give you another example, just in case that did go by a little too quick for you. So, let's see which game. Sure, EverQuest 2. Alright, here we go. One of my first games I ever started to make controller profiles for. As you can see here, my regular press, I've identified it with a tap. My double press, my second command, I've got it identified. And even over here on the select button, I've got 3 commands here, each of which have proper naming conventions to them. I've added extra bits to, block out unwanted information because I wanted it to stay focused on what everything was supposed to do. But you can still see everything was named. Even on my shifted layers where you hold your left trigger, you can still see that I was able to name everything. But with the new Steam Deck mode, you don't get this option to name everything. It just has to be on one long congruent line. And if that line is too long, you have to sometimes wait for that text to scroll. I'll try to show that in the new Steam Deck mode. Don't worry, I'll be doing both of them side by side in this video. But, excuse me, you can see even with these online games, every button that I've mapped is named and informative, just at a quick glance. Tap, hold, double tap, shift, whatever. This is the feature that I'm really trying to push to hopefully get re-implemented back into the system. Because the big picture mode, it was brilliant. Everything was in your face. You knew exactly what everything was. Wasn't convoluted in the slightest. It wasn't hidden behind every little sub-menu or whatever. You saw what buttons you wanted to press. If you clicked on them, it brought up a new menu to show you exactly what you had to do and what you could keybind. It was brilliant. But with the new Steam Deck mode, it's not as intuitive. Oh, I had to calm down there for a minute. I apologize. I was getting a little excited there. But yes, this is a huge feature that I really would like to have put back into Steam. As you can see, Dark Messiah, I even did the same thing. DayZ, a little more advanced of a game. I still was able to delegate each and every command with proper information just at a glance. Granted, I mean, not all the buttons are shown, like that little infinity symbol, but that's for like the Xbox Elite controller where you can take screenshots. I was able to put more information on those buttons to show what everything else did. Now let's go ahead and load up into the new Steam Deck mode. The version of Steam that I'm using was a version where you were able to use both the old big picture mode and the new Steam Deck mode. Let me show you the differences here on Star Wars The Old Republic. Remember, I was able to name each command, be it a tap or a hold feature. Let me just make sure everything is recording real quick, sorry. Alright, here we go. Right here, map. Alright, we go to the overall and we see that we can rename it, but it's only the map that we can rename, just the map key. That's not very useful or helpful. Sure, we know what it does, but what does the other command do? Well, if we wanted to see that, we'd have to back out to the overall image that we were just looking at. And you can see here, there's nowhere on these menus to rename these sub-commands. That's not really something that I would want to use on a regular, I guess. It's not very helpful. See, you can see tap and hold on that screen, but you go in here and you don't see it anywhere. Anywhere to rename it. It's just that overall. Not very helpful, if I do say so myself. Like, even on a different sub-menu, you can change the overall. That's great. I mean, sure, but I personally would like something a little more advanced, something a little more intuitive, something that's going to help you at a single glance, not waiting for everything to scroll on screen. Now, I'm trying to wait here to like show you that it does scroll, but for whatever reason it's not wanting to. But I mean, with my layout, I mean, I don't really need it to scroll. But I'm sure if you load up your Steam Deck current year right now, you'd probably see the same thing. If you were to just make a huge command, like just name it whatever, and then just highlight over it, you'd probably see it scroll. But I'll show you over here with some more advanced controllers that I've made for online games, like Dungeons and Dragons Online. I've got huge amounts of commands here. Not all of them fit properly either, but at least I'm able to see exactly which button does what at a glance. Well, I mean, except for that one, but that's opening up a radial menu. You'll see what's going on for that one in-game. Even here on the directional pad, I tried to inform the user of what's going on, but because now everything's all switched and swapped and whatever, nothing really lines up like it should anymore. At least for the sentences that I tried to make. So again, I'll try to show you here that even trying to rename those extra commands just isn't a thing with the new Steam Deck mode. It would be nice to have that re-implemented. I'm really hoping that I'm not just speaking to the void here, because this really was helpful. Without it, I probably wouldn't have been able to make as many user guides or controller profiles, none of that, as often as I have. It's a great feature. I really don't understand why you guys took it out. Maybe you forgot it, you know, like the Control F feature for finding certain things on a page on the client when Steam Deck was first making that transition. I don't know, but it'd be nice if we got that back. However, the cool news is, with this advancement in technology, there's been a few games that I've seen, where it actually implements Steam Deck mode, Steam input buttons. I'm not sure what it's called, but we'll get to that later. Here you can see that I've got many commands named, and they barely even fit. Now, granted, that could be that I'm just using an older version. They probably addressed that already. But not having each and every command named this way, it just, I don't know, guys. Maybe you were thinking it'd be a little easier for everybody, maybe be a little less messy, like with some of the ones I've set up so far. I'm not sure. But I do miss it. I think it was a great feature. I hope we can get it back. But let me go ahead and open up the old big picture mode and show you what I was talking about with those actual Steam input commands for some games. The only two that I have in my account that I know of right now would be No Man's Sky, which I think was one of the first games that I noticed that actually had it, and Half-Life 2, actually. Alright, looks like I was going to show you, but I ended up showing you Digimon Masters Online. Either way, I can still talk about both. You can clearly see that each and every one of these commands I actually did name properly, and some of the information that you can see up on screen shows you what buttons you should be keybinding. Now, if you were to do this in the Steam Deck mode, yeah, no, you wouldn't be able to see all that information right up on screen immediately. You'd have to dig into each command and look at it. Don't get me wrong, I like the new interface, it's just, it's not as informative as it used to be. Heck, even Dungeon Siege, a top-down Diablo-esque game, I'm even able to do that for this game. It's not like it's very hard, but I was able to do it. Oh, Cybermancy, there you go. Here's a... Oh my goodness, this one was pain to get the aim down sights going, but I won't bore you with those details. The point is, I was able to name every command on every profile I was able to set up. Yeah, looks like I gave myself some extra time to talk about this. Let's see, where are we going from here? Ah, No Man's Sky, there we go. We're finally going to talk about those Steam input features that I was telling you about. Looks like I messed up on the spelling. Forgive me. Be patient. Be patient with me. There it is. Alright. Now, this is the new stuff. This is something that I think every game should have on Steam. This setup. This is amazing. This I will never not, put down. This is amazing. These buttons right here are only available when the developers themselves put this kind of feature into their game for Steam. This is great. It doesn't matter what you do, how you set it up. Each button does exactly what it's supposed to, and it even tells you exactly what it does. The only thing it doesn't do is tell you whether it needs to be a held button or a tapped button or a double pressed button. It doesn't matter. It doesn't tell you that. But what it does do is give you proper buttons for what buttons do in the game. I think this is called Steam Input. I don't know what this feature is called, but I can tell you that it is the best key binding feature I've ever seen for anything. Doesn't matter if it's Xpatter, Doesn't matter if it's from Game Pinnacle or PGP. That doesn't exist anymore. The original developer died. It was actually the best controller support I ever played for PC gaming. But even Half-Life 2 over here, it has that feature built in. See? This is amazing. But what's really not amazing is if you go back to the original Half-Life 1 games, this controller support is not implemented. Steam says it's got full controller support, but they don't mean full controller support like this. What they mean is the game will register your inputs, and that's about it. They don't mean the actual inputs, but yes. I hope I didn't John on for too long. That's exactly what I was trying to explain, is being able to name each and every command individually so we all know exactly what's going on. Well, that's my argument. Not a great one, but I really hope it gets re-implemented in Steam. Alright, that's it guys. Thanks for letting me chew your ear off. I'll catch you guys later.